Alright, so as we said, it's going to be Iron versus Kilo. We have Arzheu on Iron. So a Xenon deck running 4 Ions, because you're allowed to have 4 of the hero, 1 of everything else. And so they're going to be doing a lot of life gain. Archmagister's Portal, which is going to see a lot of play, I would imagine, in a lot of our different time decks here. And so just your kind of regular value Xenon deck. Lots of cool cards in here for sure. Couple of changes almost were made because of the recent nerfs. Nahid's Distillation and Aramot's Machinations are in the deck. And then the other side of it is we're going to have a group of Kilos called a Pod from AleshaKills. So we're going to see a Kilo deck. Not playing any weird random things, extra colors like fire or time or anything like that, because you're not allowed to. They have to match your hero's colors. So it's just going to be Shadow, Justice, and Primal running Kilo Bold Innovator as the 4 of. And we're going to see like Crown Watch Paladins and Icarios, all the really good kind of 2-for-1 powerful units that you're going to see in these colors. Acquisitive Crow, Haunting Scream to get all of it back. And of course, things like Inquisitor Mokdo, mainstay of Kilo deck. Starting out with 1 of each sigil, but unfortunately nothing playable besides Krendon Merchant. Alesha's still going to keep that, which is probably correct. Yeah, smart enough to have a token of purpose in the market, so Krendon Merchant will actually make it so that Unseen Commando and Geomar get played here. Always a good idea to have a little bit of fixing in your market if you can afford it. And here comes Krendon Merchant. Now, it doesn't have to be the token anymore, because Alesha's managed to hit that Justice. So, it's still going to be token trying to get the double Shadow, I guess. It's important to get, like, Diza's Office and Grasping of Shadows later, Unseen Execution. I mean, all the cards in Alesha's market are essentially unplayable without it anyway. Oh no! Alesha gets immediately punished. But having extra power won't be that bad for Alesha. Alesha's still got a lot of things to do. We'll see how that works. Meanwhile, Arzheu, starting off that Archmagister's Portal, the card that we talked about is going to be really scary. This being a deck, I mean, this being a format where you can only have 1 of any unit, it's going to make Archmagister's Portal extremely strong. Everything but your hero is going to get the bonus. Alesha, unfortunately, running into some power problems here, flooding out a bit. A really aggressive good start, and it might be enough to carry her all the way, but Arzheu... I mean, Arzheu's got a lot of cards in hand, and if they can play some flyers or have removal, Alesha's going to be in a lot of trouble. And there's 1 piece of removal. Taking down the Unseen Commando. Oh no, and the second piece. And now Alesha is sitting on power only, top decking another one. Oof, every turn in a row. Does get the Dark Return, so can pull back something like Unseen Commando. Oh, but Arzheu with the Grodov Stranger. The 8/8 Grodov Stranger, by the way. And I mean, AleshaKills gets a Dark Return, but that's gotta look pretty tame in comparison here.
Trust in your skills.
And Alesha's going to need a lot of help to get out from under that. Grodov's Stranger has been nerfed, so it's not going to draw 2 cards anymore. But drawing another card and just putting this much pressure on Alesha is still pretty nasty. I mean, Arzheu is at 13. Alesha's at 22. Alesha can trade here and then have that flyer. With all that lifesteal, it might still be enough. Time Shadow not known for having a ton of flyers, but it is known for having a lot of removal. There goes an Annihilate into Incarnus. And Arzheu just running an incredible amount of removal turn after turn here. Oh man, that Daring Griffin just a little too late. Would have been amazing a minute ago.
We hunt.
Oh, and Arzheu hits a Nash to return that to the bottom of Alesha's deck. And Alesha is dead on board. Whew. Wow, Portal is an obscene card, and Alesha with just that ungodly amount of flood cannot deal with Arzheu hitting removal into removal into removal. Whew. What a sick draw on that part of Arzheu. That is incredible. Like, Arzheu's got a lot of removal, but that was a large portion of it in a row. Just a fantastic draw on their side. So we're going to watch from Arzheu's side and see how that draw... See if that draw happens twice in a row and lightning strikes twice. Arzheu's got a pretty good hand on the draw. Okay, both players know to go. Arzheu, unfortunately, on the draw. At least for Arzheu. Because, ooh boy, Teacher of Humility would be a beating otherwise. And it might still be. Having the backup of
You're a sad bunch.
a possible Desecrate afterwards is nice. Although they won't be able to play it right away. So yeah, Stone Powder Alchemist will be able to shut down this Teacher. Teacher having been nerfed to only be a 3-2 instead of its 3-3 former self. Kind of surprised Arzheu doesn't attack in here, considering they've got the Dark Return. And now Arzheu running into some problems.
Now it's my turn.
Ooh, and Vara coming down. Arzheu sacrificing the Teacher. And Arzheu needs to find a power card here. Specifically, a Shadow would be amazing. I mean, that'll work. They could just play Thrashing Duneworm. Does stop the board. Yeah, so Arzheu's gonna opt to be a little bit cautious here. Use all of their power. Hoping to draw like a Shadow next turn, because next turn they can go Teacher plus Desecrate, which I agree with. I think that's a good idea. Oh god, and Alesha gets Mokdo. Instantly, Kilo sacrificing Stone Powder into Mokdo. The traditional move. And Arzheu's got a great hand now, but it might be too late. Wow, turnabout is fair play. We saw Arzheu have removal after removal spell last time, and this time we get to watch Alesha hit the perfect draw of Stone Powder into Kilo, immediately get Mokdo, and then hit the Destiny Stone Powder off the top. Oh, what a beating this game is. Got a 6-7 Eileen coming in. And now Acquisitive Crow. I don't know that Arzheu's got a lot to do here. Arzheu had a great start, but just got a little bit stuck on power, and is now absolutely behind the ball. That was a really fast block from Alesha. I was gonna say, that scares me that they have like an Immortalize or a Dark Return or something for that Stone Powder Alchemist. And I mean, Acquisitive Crow, for a card that looks so unassuming, I mean, 2-2 Flying Berserk is pretty great, but it doesn't seem like it's the best thing ever. But being able to create a random one-cost spell is always more powerful than you think. And here comes Carve It off of the Crow, giving more value for Kilo to sacrifice.
You will feed the darkness.
And it looks like Arzheu is against the ropes here and probably down game 2. Alesha setting up, trying to get close to that lethal.
You're a sad bunch.
And Arzheu can't play the second Ion, by the way. Only allowed to play one of your heroes at a time, so that is a blank card in Arzheu's hand.
Judgment is.
Oh wow, Alesha sacrificing even the Carve It to get Vara. Hitting Carve It, and I mean, that's just gotta be game for Arzheu.
Will return.
I don't think Arzheu has anything on the level of a single card that can deal with this amount of value. And if it's a spell, it doesn't even matter because Daring Griffin's gonna happen anyways.
You will feed the
Ooh,
darkness.
Arzheu making the mistake. I'll have to remind our players after this they should only be playing one. But I don't think that it actually will matter. In this game, it's already over. Well, that does make a 4-4, but it's, yeah, not going to be enough. Could have killed the Vara. However, I'll just remind the players after this about that specific rule. It was something that wasn't made entirely clear, and that is, in fact, my fault. Oh shoot, really? Yes. I'm gonna watch Arzheu for the end here. There goes your win strat. You have a good win strat without it. I actually should be watching from Alesha's side this time, so I'm actually going to switch. We had Arzheu. I don't want to do Arzheu twice in a row, so I'm going to move over to that. Alesha's starting off with a Cantha, but not deciding to pledge it. Going to use Strategize and Hope. Wow, that is a very brave move. Really stunned that Alesha did that. Putting away a Cantha. Maybe a misclick? It's very possible.
Trust in your skills.
Alright, here comes Unseen Commando. Thank you very, very much for the host, by the way, Kalos. Really appreciate that. Sorry, we're in the middle of a tournament. We're doing a hero tournament for our community. So it's a singleton tournament where you can run 4 of your hero. You're only allowed to play 1 hero out at a time because you can only have 1 unit of the same kind. You're just allowed to play 4 heroes so you can try and have extra chances of getting it, since there's no official hero format from Direwolf.
Make each bullet count.
Alesha's on Kilo, and Arzheu is on Ian, and we are in Game 3 of Round 1. Alesha managing to rip enough power to make this a game. Arzheu has Iron in hand. No, Sabretooth. Alright. Perfect. I probably should have remembered that from briefly glancing over their hand a minute ago. Great block there for Arzheu, though. And Alesha not playing the Acquisitive Crow. Opting to hold up Eileen's Choice. Ooh, that's actually going to be great here. Wow, Alesha with the Soul Read, because now Alesha can actually kill that and get to eat the Xenon Temple. What an incredible play. Wow, I'm absolutely stunned by that. I felt like that was an oversight on Alesha's part not playing that Acquisitive Crow, but it ended up being just the perfect move. And now Arzheu's just in a world of hurt, facing down a bunch of flyers. Arzheu does have a Nash, though, If Arzheu manages to tuck away all these flyers at once, it could be incredible. No idea if Arzheu's got it in hand. And it looks like no. Just Annihilate for now. But Alesha's going to get to come in with a ton of damage. And a lot of value, too. All these extra one-cost spells do add up a lot. Stealing an Eviscerate out of Arzheu's market. And Eileen's Intervention is a nice one here, too. Like, if you're Arzheu, you can never expect that Eileen's Intervention is going to come down. It's one of the most obnoxious thing about Acquisitive Crow, is you can't play around the cards that it's going to get.
You will feed the darkness.
Alright, Arzheu playing out an Iron right away. And Thrashing Doomworm. Pretty useful. Able to eat Acquisitive Crow? I don't think you eat the Pony Snatcher. I guess I'm wrong. I worry even more about Crow than I do about Pony Snatcher myself. Oh wow, Alesha has just been drawing so well here. Alesha being able to Windmill Slam power into power into power into power. A problem in game one, but a huge advantage right now, because now you get an Aramot. And that's just going to stop everything from Arzheu. No! Are we going to see a Pristine Light or something instead? Deciding to go for Menace Chant and then just passing. Really surprised by that. Alesha just content to be really careful here on her turns. Play very slowly and carefully. Arzheu manages to get a bunch of life back that way, though. Now nerfed Arc of Soul. Oh, nice. Putting the weapon onto the Merchant, which actually means that now both units dodge this Pristine Light. Which is kind of amazing. Oh, but they don't dodge Suffocate. Oh, that's so gross. Absolutely incredible. No Suffocate. Alesha letting Ian get something out of the void here.
We hunt as a pack.
But Arzheu's going to go for Nash first. Some very interesting plays from Alesha. By the way, Nash and Grodov's Burden is incredible. If you haven't seen it, I've got to imagine there's going to be a Pristine Light this turn. Cannot let Nash stay alive. Because Grodov's Burden means all of them have Exalted. All of them come into each turn. Arzheu's going to get a 1-1 Arana with Killer. And that's going to be absolutely disgusting. Because it means that Arzheu's whole team essentially has Killer. And Alesha still not opting to use that Pristine Light. Does mill a bunch of cards, including a Firebomb. I'm really stunned here. Alesha doing a lot of weird plays. But Arzheu now is going to get that Killer Arana and be able to wipe out most of Alesha's board, if not all of it. See what happens here. Oh, wow. And a Zindel coming down. So we're going to see a Zindel get Killer, maybe? It's hard to say. I mean, it could just be the deadly units. There's so many choices here for Arzheu. Arzheu can wipe the whole board by going into the Killer unit. No, it has to be a single faction unit. So that's a minor mistake here on Arzheu's part, actually. because that means that now the Exalted doesn't go across. So I think that Arzheu made a bit of a mistake there. We'll get to eat Iron. Arzheu gets 2 cards off of AleshaKills Deck.
Another late night.
And wow, Stone Powder Alchemist is such a sick rip. Getting an extra card off the value too. Alesha attacking in to get that Pristine Light going. Definitely the time to play it. Alesha gets a pretty good follow-up here, too. Just able to play the Rindra again and suffocate one of the units on Arzheu's side. But, man, like, Grodov's Burden is so much value. It's going to be very hard to come out from under all of these extra weapons going to these units. Like, an 8-7 lifesteal here immediately for Arzheu, despite the Pristine Light. Yeah, it was possible to suffocate the 3-7 first and then Pristine Light. Get rid of another activation of the Exalted. But Alesha is just up against the wall right now. Despite the life totals, Arzheu feels very firmly in the lead. Oh no, and Arzheu gets a Dark Return. Able to pull a Zindel back out of the market, or out of the void. Maybe a Nash. I mean, Arzheu has a lot of great choices.
Now you shall witness true power.
Arzheu just yoinking cards off the top of Alesha's deck here. Oh no, and gets a Slay. That is unable to be blocked by Eileen's intervention either. That was randomly made by that crow earlier, because it has to be a 3-cost spell, and it makes it cheaper because of the Azindel. Oof. Immortalizing an Aramot. Playing it, hoping that Arzheu doesn't have more removal. And even if you take a bunch of damage here, at least you wipe the board. But and that is a smart play, but a desperation play.
You cannot put out the light.
Because Arzheu can definitely just not attack with the Zindel, get everything else in, and take a bunch of cards off of Alesha's deck, and honestly not really care. And worse than that, Arzheu's got Worthy Cause, gets to kill the Aramont, and just take 5 cards off of Alesha's deck, and put Alesha to 1. And I have to imagine that's the game for Alesha. A real tough one here. A Zindel just showing off its incredible power. Oh no. Yeah, if it wasn't the end of the game before, Darian Griffin definitely puts the nail in the coffin, because now even a Harsh Rule can't stop what's going to happen. And that ends up being a 2-1 win for Arzheu. Very close game. Really well played by both sides throughout that match. Certainly some interesting plays for sure. And we saw some really powerful starts. That Kilo deck managing to get that early Mokto in game 2. And Arzheu finding this Azindel so fast this time. Really good, well done by both players. But that knocks Alesha into loser's bracket. And Arzheu gets to move on 2-1.